Abnormal Church. And it's a good Tuesday morning. And here we are, finally, the culmination of literally, I believe, billions of dollars. I mean, billions of dollars. A lot of uh, negative crap. It is crap. A lot of criticizing, cutting down people's opinions, and just really a lot of ugliness. Very little goodness in there. Yes, election day. The politicians have been at it, and of course we get through this one, and then they're going to start steamrolling for the 2020 elections. This is the way it rolls. And so the question is, does it really matter? I've been alive. Eisenhower was president. We've been voting in this country for, what, 242 years? Voting for all these years, and this is where we are. And I keep telling people we have, you know, the popular vote doesn't get the person elected, and not on the national scene at any rate. And of course, this is what they call the midterms, and the midterms are more, your local yokels and whatnot. Um, so does it really matter? Now, if you've been paying attention to the series of sermons, and I'm about to put the e-books, PDF books up on the website to where you can purchase them for a very nominal cost, is to be very positive, realistic, pragmatic, but positive. What can you do to affect and change the world the way you want to see it? Well, I think that we have seen, I don't care if you're on the right or on the left, these politicians are treated, they act like they don't have to answer to the people anymore. And I'm sorry, my head's a little bit stopped up this morning. And all this, we've gotten, of course, politics has always been ugly. You go back through history, and we always want to think that, it's getting worse, it's getting worse. It's not. It's really about the same. It's really as horrible as it's ever been. You go back through history. We just have more media coverage. We have it more in our face constantly. It's harder to ignore the things that go on than maybe it was at one time. You could avoid a newspaper or whatnot. Now you can't. You can't get away from it hardly at all. It's like Alabama football. You can not like football at all, but if you live in Alabama, you're not going to escape knowing something about Alabama football. It's inevitable. It's so much in your face. So anyway, bottom line is where we are today. And you're going to vote right or left. You're going, I got a week ago in the mailbox from the Shelby County Republican Party, their offices here in Shelby County, Alabama. And on the front of it was Trump. Along with him were faces of local politicians. And it said, choose sides. choose sides. Are you kidding me? Choose sides. That is, how much more in your face can you prove how divisive you want to be? They're not interested in unifying the country. You cannot control a populace. You cannot control if who you're trying to control united. Okay? If you've got 100 people and they are a united force, they're all in it together, then you can't control them in the way that we're being controlled. But by keeping us divided, by keeping us at each other's throats, see, people don't understand. Donald Trump he's a master at his game. Make no mistake, he is, to say he's an outsider, he's not an outsider at all. He wrote the book, literally, on how to do this stuff. And he's a master player with this, because he knows how to control the conversation. With that Twitter account of his, which I don't hear as much about that as it used to. It used to be a big thing, but it kind of backed off of that a little bit. But I mean, with the 20 words or so, he would control the conversation of the freaking world. 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, he'd get bing, okay, let me tweet this out. Let me put this out. And the next day, that'd be the conversation. How much power can you give a person than to think that in a handful of words, they controlled the conversation of the world, mind you. And this is the way it rolls. Master at this game, and it is a game, because at the end of the day, it's not about you and I. It's about, really, a lot of this is freaking non-issues. Now, I want you to think about this. When I say non-issues, I mean, I'm knocking stuff off on the floor back here. Non-issues. The issue with the immigration thing is really a non-issue. We have serious problems in this country. We have serious violent and crime problems in this country. The reality is, we're one of the most violent nations on the planet. We're one of, we got some dangerous places. New Orleans is more dangerous than Mexico City. It's just wild. But we're going to focus on this minority. The laws are already there, and these people have been getting. Is this going to retain them, or I mean, this is where are you going with this stuff? It's ridiculous. Now, let me back up. I'm going to turn this, and I'm kind of getting sidetracked to where I was going to go this morning, because the what I delivered yesterday that's on this same channel and on also my Dr. Kelsey Graham channel. You and I are basically slaves. We have these chains on us, and they're chains that we've allowed. And we're still allowing those chains, and we just don't get it. The chains may be invisible. We have this false sense of freedom. Not true freedom. A false sense of freedom. Serious freedoms. So we have this false sense of freedom. I can go where I want to. Well, that is somewhat true. You can go where you want to in the confines of borders. Okay? And now to enter into certain places, you've got to take your shoes off. You've got to pretty much close to strip down, because we live in fear. We've allowed this fear to really take over our lives. And the easiest way to get people to give up freedoms is to give them something to be afraid of. And that's what we've fallen prey to. The very things that we stand against, we have just, oh, please, take our freedoms away. Because what? Because I'm scared. I'm scared of the shoe bomber. I'm scared. One person, this shoe bomber guy, one person changed the course of airport history, flying. One person. A handful of people. 9/11 changed the course of our nation's history and the whole world's history. Less than 20 people. Less than 20 people affected that change. And you think that we have freedom. We don't. We have fear. And we when I was younger, we used to call it Big Brother, the government, Big Brother, looking out